Hello, everyone. It's Kim from K&RP here in southeastern Manitoba. It is a beautiful, sunshiny day. You can be out there in shorts, tank tops, whatever. It's so nice and warm out. It is 16 degrees Celsius, but the sun is really, really warm. I know that you wouldn't want to just be in shorts and a tank top in the shade, but in the sun, it's okay. So it's 16 degrees Celsius, which means it's 61 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a beautiful start to the long weekend. It's supposed to be a lovely long weekend. It is a long weekend here in Canada. A lot of people are opening their cottages this weekend. A lot of people are doing their first campings this weekend. And I know that when my kids were younger, they would go camping with friends. They would get snowed out, they'd get rained out. It was wet, it was muddy. They were young, they didn't care. They'd come home with all this wet stuff, but they enjoyed themselves, and that's what matters. So today I wanted to play with unfinished projects. I don't know about you, but I have multitudes of unfinished projects. I have been working on my tag book the last few days, and I have got them to the point where I am now putting quotes on them and doing a little bit of decoration. I did stamp them with numbers. I put words in the black spots like they would be tags. And for the embellishments, what I'm doing is I'm using my stuff that I have punched out. I keep all this stuff, right? I don't know who else keeps this stuff. I think that Dawn was actually using some on her last video when she was scrap busting. I use it, I decorate it, and so I've been doodling on these to get them ready to use in on the tag for the book. Just little doodles, having fun, using up stuff. So, definitely a scrap busting idea. I don't know who else keeps theirs, but obviously I do because I just have a really hard time wasting, you know. It's very, very strange how that starts to affect you as you get older. Maybe it's not even as you get older. Maybe a lot of young people are that way. Can only hope, right? Like it saves the planet. So I have managed to get 3 pages closer to done so far. I still want to put some bling on, maybe some old jewelry, whatever. But for now, I've got 3 double sides with the quotes on. They still need more embellishment, obviously, but I'm trying to get them all to a certain stage and then moving on. So I've done some doodling on the ends because they were blank. And then I stamped numbers on and I filled words in the black places that I had stenciled. The quotes I'm trying to find quotes that go with the word that's on there. It's going to be like a uplifting, happy kind of tag book. I'm hoping. This is my plan. It can take a left turn. I did use some homemade texture paste. So they're getting there, and slow but sure. This is going to be a work in process. The thing with doing a bunch of little things like this is when you put some paint down, and you always get leftover paint. So again, since I don't like to waste the paint, I will then use it in this book and do some doodling, and I should say, not or, because sometimes you get just that little bit too much. I'll put some in my bits book. So I've been doodling a fair bit in my bits books. Lots of dots and stripes. I like dots and stripes. So, I've been doing like little polka dots in the empty spaces. I've been gluing more papers down as I come across them. And then when I was doing the numbers and the words, I had leftover paint and ink. So when I was stamping the numbers on there, I would stamp on this page as well. So this is going to be the doodle page that goes along with that tag book. You can see where I've double stamped, these are the ghost prints or whatever. But I'm going to be continuing to embellish that page as I play along. Like I've been using those inks in my scratch pen, so then I'll write a quote in here or how I'm feeling that day. Okay, so unfinished projects, of which I have a bazillion. I thought that today would be a really good day to finish off this journal. I could consider it finished. I have given a few of these to my girlfriend's granddaughters for Christmas, kind of thing. I need to do some tags, things like that. Some of it needs a little bit more embellishing. It's pretty plain. So I just thought I would add a few bits and pieces to this journal and see if I could get it ready for finding its real home. I did a snowball book with a paper doily, spritzed it with some blue ink, and then I did snowballs on each of the torn pages. Just a small textbook kind of thing. And of course, it's got like tags with snowflakes and hand-lined bits of paper. The snowmen I've done out of pieces of paper and added faces, etc. to them. See, book of snowballs. I have a lot of wrapping paper with snowman on it I've been collecting. Got paper clips, just all kinds of bits, hand-drawn snowman again, some quotes, tuck spots, etc. But I think it just needs a little bit more. Like I say, I could let it go the way it is, just fill the pockets. But because I've got just something like that, I think it needs something, a little bit something more. And then, it's got all kinds of pockets that still need some embellishment. Then I did, because this cover is an envelope, I've got one of these big things in the back with the front of a greeting card, just a piece of paper, and in this one it's just a long piece of paper, blank papers, just stuff that can be written on. So as I say, I'd like to do a little bit more embellishing. These are from wrapping paper. I just photocopied them and I'm using them. I don't know if there's copyright on wrapping paper, but this isn't for sale. So I'm using it. I'm using it because I can. This is a hand-drawn snowman. I've got some die cuts on the front. I did find sequin snowflakes that I used. This is a piece of, actually it's this stuff. It's a knit. I had some scarves and I cut them down so that I could have like the tassels on one end, and that's what I used to tie it. But I put it on and then I just used some glitter glue to do some scribbling on it. The back is just a naked tree with some snowflakes. Okay, so I'm going to be playing with this, and if anybody decides to pop in and visit, that's great. If not, I understand that too. It's a beautiful day out there, and just gotta have fun. I got my grandsons. I've been working on this journal for quite a while. You can see their drawings are pretty fun. So I've got those to tuck into pockets in this book. So let's put those in some pockets. They're blank on the back, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline them in blue. I think everything's going to get outlined in a blue. Because I think I did that on the pages as well. Nope. I thought maybe I'd edge the pages in blue. Some of them are edged in white. We're going to use a blue. I'm just going to use a Crayola marker just so that I can edge them. Just, give them that little bit of definition. I don't know how many people have been on my, well, that's not working very good. Been on my group page. I am doing on my live on Sunday a crocheted purse out of granny squares. So that should be kind of interesting. Okay, I'm getting really scribbly on the edges. I have to do something about that. Let's find, see, and now I've got blue marker on my hand. Surprise, Kim's here. But look, my desk is kind of clean, guys. I actually cleaned it up for today. Well, sort of cleaned it up for today. Edgings for these. How about if I cut some frames? Do some of those wobble cut frames that I do. Oh, see, I did a nice tag. This snowflake isn't supposed to be on there. I did all these little snowflakes. It's got a cardboard backing. So I could do a little bit of something and finish decorating that. I wonder how much of this I've got. What I did was I used wingdings and I did rows and rows of their snowflake wingdings and I printed them out and I've been using that as borders, etc. in the journal. Maybe not this one. Maybe it was another one that I did. But I'm going to use this for some edging. I've got this lovely big snowflake that I can put down on something. If I go just the side and the bottom, that'll cover up that oops. And I just realized that when they do the snowman for me, there's a skeleton behind it. Goodness. That's fun, though. I will consider that fun. I have scissors buried someplace. So I hope everybody's having a lovely day. It's Friday. The weekend's on the way. And as I say, in Canada, it's the long weekend. Just trim that straight, a little bit straighter. And, I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take some blue. This is a very, 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 very pale blue. But I still think it will do a nice little bit of edging. And I have an edging tool on this desk someplace. Thought I was prepared. Had a plan that we're going to finish something, do something. And of course, I don't see it. So then I will just take a stencil brush. If you don't have all those fancy inks for edging things, you can use paint. I use paint. Okay, it's not covering up what I did there. But because it's a Crayola marker, I bet you I can smear it with a bit of water, which I probably should have tried to begin with. This is very, very, very pale. Hey, Miriam, welcome, welcome. I am playing with finishing up a journal that I have been working on for quite a while. I have a few journals that I could sell as is, but my style has changed so much since I did them that it's time to do them more my current style. I'm sure you understand that one. And of course, I don't have fancy inks for edging, so I'm just using a stencil brush and some paint. I got my grandkids to draw these snowmen for me way back when I was doing this journal, and their drawing skills have grown up with them, right? Notice that the paper they used was a skeleton behind them, but it's okay. It is okay. You know what? You really can't see that blue edging. What it's doing is it's kind of moving the marker because it's a Crayola marker. So I'm going to get some water. Clean this brush. So what have you been playing with today, Miriam? I have been trying to clean my desk. I was working on my tag book a little bit the last couple of days, and I got a couple of pages closer to the way I'd like them done, but I have this stack left to do. I need to find quotes to go on them, etc. So I've been playing with that. And then when I get extra paint and things, I do something in my Peace, Love, Understanding, and Sarcasm journal because I have to have more than one. Hey, Barbara, welcome, welcome. I am working on finishing up this journal. Yep, I know we're getting into nice warm weather, but this journal has been sitting on the shelf for a couple of years. It's no longer the style that I do. So I want to update it more my style, if that makes sense. So I just went and got some water because I want to edge these. And I didn't like the blue paint that I had there. It wasn't deep enough for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this here plastic lid and I'm going to scribble on it with this crazy marker. Yeah, I have lots of unfinished objects. And then I'm just going to take this and do the edge. That works much better. How are you doing, Barbara? Enjoying today? It's beautiful, beautiful out today. Oh, you're doing the June hop? Nice. I have been trying to organize this space. I've been spending a lot of time doodling. I'm so in love with those inks, these high flow golden acrylics. It's acrylic paint, but it's thin enough that you can use it as ink. So I've been playing with that an awful lot. Well, it's not awful, it's wonderful, but you know what I mean. It's 3. So, Barbara, I was explaining to Miriam or people in the gallery, etc., that what I do is I collect wingdings. I go to the font places, the free font places, and I get a lot of wingdings. And I found one with snowflakes. So I printed them out. I did rows and rows and rows of snowflakes, and then I cut them down. And that's what I used in this journal. This is the very, very, very first journal I ever did. And this is much more my style, but I started watching some other people, and they were doing with all digikits and things. So because they were using digikits, I figured I needed to have all this stuff that I really don't need. And now I'm going more back to this style. So you can see somewhere, I just saw it. Oh, and I was doing my Theodores then. This is a paperclip, an altered paperclip, and he's on felt, a piece of white circular felt I cut out, and then I gave him boots and a hat and painted the scarf and everything on, and his name is Theodore. But see, I used it as edging. So that's what I'm going to kind of do, kinds of things I'm going to do in this one, because it's just naked. It needs something more, something. Definitely something. Ah, you're fussy cutting. I getcha. Well, I was waiting for someone to come and pick up a journal this morning. She came about an hour later than she said, but that's fine. I wasn't going anywhere because I'm doing the live. Um, but it's such a beautiful day. It's hey Melody, welcome, welcome, welcome. That I said, let's barbecue for supper. So we're gonna run out after I've done the live and go to a meat market and see what we can find that might want to barbecue. I was thinking chicken kebabs with pineapple and peppers and onions and mushrooms. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Miriam. This one or my original, my very first one? I love my very first one. The snow person's Theodore. You want to see Theodore? Okay, let's find my Theodore. I'm surprised I don't have one in this journal because I know I made a bunch of them and I don't know where they went. There he is. There he is. Come out, Theodore. So what I did was I had a paper backing and I've got, like the starts of hidden paper clips. So I've got lots of them with just a circle and ready to go for decorating. So I cut out a 2-inch piece of white felt and I glued it down. Then I glued on a black cardstock hat. And before I glued the body on, I glued down some yarn for legs so his legs dangle. And I cut boots. Oh, the original? Okay. So when I first showed him off way, way back, a lady said that he reminded her of a teddy bear that she had when she was going through chemo when she had leukemia as a child. And the teddy bear's name was Theodore. So these are all now named Theodore. So you could do this kind of thing with your frogs, Barbara. You could do like little yarn legs and big feet. You're welcome. Okay, the original. Do you want a flip through of it? Miriam, do you want to flip through? I will gladly do a... Okay, so the front page, I use tissue paper. It's on a brown paper bag. I used tissue paper in blue and white, and I did a double layer, so it's all crinkly, textury. And I did the snowman. These are painted, and I do have a few die-cut snowflakes. I don't know you well, Barbara. So I didn't know how to do the pamphlet stitch when I did this one. So it's just tied so that the pages are removable and you can add more papers. So on the inside cover, I have, you can see that it was brown. Greeting card front. This is the inside of an envelope. A little quote, when life snows you under, make a snowman. And I did this one as well. They're so easy to cut out of white copy paper. All you have to do is decorate them. So tags. I did get some little snowman stamps. And then this is just dotted with paint, edged with paint. And I've got a little bit of glitter glue on the card. I don't know if the glitter glue will show. And these ones are just little wee punched out flower things. I thought they looked like snowflakes, so I glued them down that way, and I put glitter glue on them. That one's folded up. This is just striped wrapping paper and copy paper. Just strips of paper, snowflake, drew that guy on. So lined paper. This is a true junk journal. This is using whatever I had. This was no DigiKits. This is not that I use DigiKits ever, but I used all paper that I had around the house. The only thing I purchased was the little snowman stamps and the dies to cut snowman out. So again, found some little quotes. Again, I just printed out rows and rows of Let It Snow and use it for borders. I painted a whole bunch of snowman cards, and then I put them into it's Avery used to have a design program so that you can make all your own labels and tags. Now you can do so much through Word on Avery labels, but I did it for 2x2-inch labels, and I did sheets of snowman stickers. Again, just using blues as decoration. Again, paint. This guy I did and put him on a piece of cardstock. Found a meme on Facebook. Used him as a card. Hey, Sherry, welcome, welcome. Some coffee dyed paper. Doily. Again, that's out of a piece of wrapping paper. Another one of my little painted cards that I did. Okay, sorry. Better? Tags. See, I've been using these tags forever. Again, painted the snowman. Painted and cut out the snowman. Put them on the edge of the, I know what this is called. It's an index card. Front of a greeting card. Cut out one of the, I just said what they were called. What are they called? Wingdings. Oh my. This quote is, "Old snowmen never die, they just melt away." So I did it with an arrow thing, and it looks like a puddle under it. These are all dangly snowflakes. I did them on thread, so they dangle. They're getting kind of mashed now. Another snowman I did, and that's on a piece of really heavy paper. That's actually drywall paper. More quotes. Painted this guy. Folded this into a pocket. Another sticker. Just scraped some paint onto a tag. Well, it was a piece of cardboard that I punched a hole in. And because it goes along with the blue. Yes, they do fall from the sky unassembled. I bet you I've got that quote in here too. I used paper doily for this snowman, and I actually put a piece of that ribbon. It's clear. You use it for other crafts. It comes on like a 3-inch spool. You get it at Dollarama. Organza, maybe? Some sort of netting. And then more journal cards. Found a thing, Wisdom from a Snowman. This is a little pocket. Again, snowman. It's a snowman journal. Surprise! Little tags. Again, a little bit of a paper doily. This is wrapping paper. Nothing really sticks well to wrapping paper. I had to sew it, but my sewing machine worked then. You can know how long it's been since. I've got the snow dude looking up at ya. Another of my cards as stickers. That is a stamp. Just a few little dyed index cards. Wrapping paper. No, that is scrapbook paper. Because I had it. I didn't go out and buy this. Painted it blue, painted a dotted snowflake on it. This is just like a little corner thing. Again, this is wrapping paper. It doesn't stick very well. It says, chill out. Lined paper, white paper. But I tried using my construction paper bits so that it had a bit of a flow to it. Again, copy paper, because I used what I had. Another altered paper clip. This one is just, they're banner. I don't know what they're called. They're the ones with the points on the end, with they like ribbon edges with a snowman on them. Another one of my cards. This is an envelope. As I said, I used what I have noticed is I have to rethink the way I put my envelopes into my books because I don't leave much room for getting stuff in or out. I have to put smaller stuff in them, I think. Hey, Pam, welcome, welcome. Sherry, did I say hi to you? I hope so. Hi, hi. Again, it's the other side of the drywall paper. Little bit of bling. Another bit of, little envelope with a little wee tag in it. Come out, come out. And this is a little zine that I did for the inside of it. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. So you could write little snowy thoughts on there. Lots of like little folded pockets. This is embellished with snow. You didn't know, Barbara? Yes, we live very close. And as soon as I get a vehicle that works, that I can trust driving into the city, I'm going to come and visit. Another, I lose my words really fast, index card. So this is the very, very first junk journal I did. And I had a lot of fun. This guy's more like a bowling pin than a snowman. I'm trying to finish off projects, Pam. If you're wondering why is she doing snowman and it's summertime. I have lots of half-finished projects, and a snowman is the perfect man. He's very well-rounded and comes with his own broom. I liked that quote, so it had to go in my book. Belly band. Definitely snowman themed. There's one of the ones that my grandkids did in this book. Card fronts, just little tags. And then just a big card front on the back. So that is my very first journal that I ever made. So then I was working on this one. I actually did 5 of these at once because I was doing them for sales, Christmas sales. And I didn't sell any of them. I guess maybe I did 6 because I've got this one left. No, 5. I gave one to each of my girlfriend's granddaughters and to my youngest grandsons. And this one is... So it's definitely not my style anymore. You know, there's the embellishments. I just glued stuff down. There's nothing fancy or fun, you know. Yeah, he's got some of my snowman wrapping paper bits. I like this one. Your snow great. You know. So I want to work on getting this more my style. And again, you can tell it's so long ago because, again, it's just got the string wrap. No stitching. It's not stitched together. It's one signature. Oopsie. Get back. One signature just tied. You know, one big string tied around. Thanks. I'm having fun, like, you know, but this is so much more my style, Miriam, right? I was following some people on Facebook, like their journal groups, and as I say, it was all DigiKits, there was nothing really. They had some gel prints, but 99.9% of it was stamped and purchased. So, of course, I was buying stamps and I had the die cut machine and whatever. But that's just so, it's not what I do. So I can see why these didn't sell. They're pretty darn plain. As I say, I need to do some tags and things. So I'm going to work on this today while we chat. You know, it's got some of my touches to it, but not nearly enough. Not nearly enough. Thanks, Pam. So, like this page, he's cute. That's from wrapping paper. But I think he needs something like snowflakes around him or maybe a corner tuck. I've got so many tucks as it is to fill that. So we'll start by putting these guys in. See, there's lots of things that need stuff. Just need stuff. You know, one single snowflake. Come on. Lined paper. There's not a snowman on them. I did leave some of the stamps blank so that whoever I give this to can color them. Glitter glue, like simple little tags. I still like simple little tags. But that's where, when I was saying ribbon end things, doesn't even have a snowman on it, just a bling. Just stuff. But look at this. Okay, let's start by drawing lines on some of these. I like putting lines on things. I need this is mat board. Okay, Barbara. I appreciate you gentle listening. I appreciate you being here. So this is a piece of mat board. I have quite a few pieces of mat board. I like it because they're a little bit stiffer, and that's what I like to use for drawing lines in my journals and things, because it's got a bit of body to it. You just have to decide how wide you want them and cut them. I think I'll just use this one. And I'm just going to do kitty corner lines with a gel pen. See, every little bit that you put in with your doodles or whatever just adds your style, right? And I got far too carried away. The first lady that I watched did journals, the very first style that I did, all used, or pretty much used materials, whatever you have around the house, and her journals are incredible. So then I got, like I said, I started following somebody else, and the work was beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against it, but I was trying to do stuff that just didn't feel right. Does that make sense? And I understand a lot of people who come into the journaling were scrapbookers and card makers, etc. All beautiful works. But I'm the kind of person that I will take a water balloon, put paint in it, and throw it at things, right? That is me. So even that just helps. Just helps. This guy, like all these guys. What about if I put, I just need some little bits of bling things to. And because the snowman's the focal point, I could get away with something different. I could use some of this stuff because I'm using it for my tag book. Oh, maybe some paper button things. Now I'm feeling better because I've got ideas. Well, I wish I had snowmen postage. Maybe I'll have to make some. But yeah, I was going through stuff the other day, and it's like, wow, you've got an awful lot of things that you haven't finished. You should probably do something. Oh, look. Let's put like February and January, our winter months, on there. Okay, that's a start. That's a start. And of course, since I started this one, I've been collecting snowman stuff. So I probably have a bin. Have a bin with stuff that I want to put in. Let's see. I didn't do these envelopes. I bought these envelopes from Amazon. I have been trying to find a way to keep all my bits, and I've had them in sheet protectors. I've had them in folded up bits of paper. And then I thought, why not an envelope with a big window? So I Googled them, or I checked on Amazon. They're not cheap, but there were 50 of them for what? $39, I think. So they're under $1 each. This is Canadian. And they're 6x9. So I figured that way they are 6x9, right? Can't remember. Yeah, 6x9. So I figured I could have all kinds of like folded up or whatever I needed in them. But I like them so I can just flip through because, I'm constantly making bits, right? So I've got my houses, I've got my paper buttons, I've got these things. So I need something on here. I've got this beautiful die cut snowflake, but I think that's way big for that. It is. It could have gone on the back side, but I drew lines on it. I'm sure I've got another one with a bare backside. That sounds rude. Oh yeah, much better. Here we go. Yeah, they're very practical. Seriously, I am so impressed with them. I even did like a little button snowman, and I sewed the buttons down with beads so that it looked. I'll hold them up. So it was. I'm working on it, right? It's kind of me, but not quite me. I have no idea how I'm going to do this one. You know what? Maybe if I go like this and dab it with a brush. I need an ugly brush, Kim. Use an ugly brush. You don't want glue on a good brush. This one's getting old. Yeah, a Q-tip could work. Too late. I've got my brush covered in glue now. I didn't look up in time. Sorry, Miriam. Oh, come on. Don't. Ugh. It broke. It just didn't do it, guys. I don't even know if I can get it to lie nice now. Nope. So I've got this. What can I do with it? And it's not really sticky. You know what? I'm going to use that in something else. It was a good thought. Bah. Okay, what else have I got? Let's move the glue out of the way so that you don't dump things in the glue. I've got all kinds of those stripe things that I used in the original. Lots of little snowflakes from my See, there's a cute little envelope. I've got some bling. Just a little magazine envelope. How about if I put that on there? I think so. Yeah, I have stuff. My thought about working on this now and dealing with it is then I can have another bin off my shelves. And I can use a lot of this stuff in other things. Like I've got these just white, and I put rosy cheeks on them, so they're not going to take much to turn them into snowmen's faces. I could spend some time doing that today. Won't bore you guys with it. And this is my other grandson's snowman. I don't know how well you can see them. Aren't they wonderful? He must have been about, I don't even know how old he would have been. Way back, way back. That's just a white one. And then, like I say, I've got all these things that I printed. I was trying to keep the theme blues and whites. So this is a tag kind of thing that I did with, you know what that stuff is. That's a wrapping paper. Let's edge it. Doesn't sit nice. I used up one of these markers yesterday, guys. One of these old smelly markers. I was kind of sad to see it go, but it's, been around an awfully long time. There. We're just going to take him and tuck him in here. Because I don't think these have snowmen. These are just lined bits, and this one is just spritzed with homemade alcohol ink. He can go in there. Again, I would like to do some sort of a border around. Maybe I'll doodle something on that. How about if I take... Oh, see, this is another tag. But you know how in my other journals, I've done like areas of lined paper? Should I start at the front and work from the front? Nope. It's a page. Just use the page. Need to do something with this. With these guys. Ideas? Anyone? I can put a Let It Snow with it, and then it still needs something. So I could put like January or February. January. Let it snow. Something like that. Anyone? And I'm going to edge this in that blue. Where did I put the blue? Okay. This one. Blue marker. Sunday on my live, we will be doing crocheted granny square purse. I posted a picture on my group page and in Kellyanne's group and in Crafting Mamas. So you can take a look and see the purse that it's more of a bag, like a little tote bag kind of thing. So again, I'm just edging it with marker. Let's clean this off. It's really hard to do a thin line of glue when your glue is so, everything's got a big covering of glue on it. Okay, let's just get some of that glue off because that's an awful lot. And we'll put this up here by his hat. See, and I didn't know better either because my lines are going the wrong way. And so when I put the snowman on, he's going to be sideways when they write. Or, like... Okay, let's put a bit of glue on this. And I think I'm definitely going to put some lined bits in there. All right. So if I want to put lined bits in here, that's a tag. Look, I'm running out of room. I thought I had lots of room here today. I do not. You need to go over there. How about if I put lines on these? They could be kind of like snowballs. Don't have another one like that? Oh, I have a big one. Okay, I'm going to put lines on these. And I think I'm going to put the cap on the glue. It's different blue. That's a better blue. This is going to be fun, guys. This is why journals take me so long to make. Because I make all the elements for it. Well, 99% of the elements. Oops, I forgot to move it that time. Oh, it'd be cute if I could find a picture of kids with a snow fort pitching snowballs. See if I can find one that I can adapt to what I need. And I'm not going to feel bad about putting these on that big blank page. There is so much writing space in this book that these few things that I'm doing are not going to detract from the amount of writing space noticeably. Again, I'm just using a piece of mat board. You could use a piece of thick cardboard. If you've got somebody that is nice enough to cut you a piece of wood in a thin strip like this, you can use a ruler. I like having this so that I can just do it very quickly. You know, one side of the line, move it. You know, always drawing on the one side of the line. Trying to go fast so I'm not too boring for you guys. This is going to be my project for today. I'm going to get as far as I can in it, and it's going to stay on my desk till he's done. I don't want to put him back on the shelf because as soon as I put things back on the shelf, they're forgotten. I have far too many forgotten. I can't say that they're forgotten, pardon me. I can say that I've ignored them because all you wonderful video player people who have your videos, you inspire me to try and do what you're doing, but do it my way. You know what I mean? That I have to give it a try. And then I get sucked into doing that for a month or a couple of weeks or a week, you know. Because you guys all have these wonderful, inspiring ideas that I just have to try. It's okay. Did you enjoy your supper? I was just drawing lines and blathering about getting this done, hopefully, in the next little while. So I'm just going to use them like snowballs on this page. As I was saying, I've got so much writing space in the book that by putting a few of these things in, it's not going to detract from, you know, the amount of space there is still for writing, for journaling. And I don't care if the lines are straight, because that makes it unique. Well, the lines are straight, but they're not horizontal. Does that make sense? They're kind of higgledy-piggledy. They don't go straight across. You want a big one or a little one? Big one doesn't fit. It's got to be a little one. You don't get snow there, do you, Miriam? I'm not sure. Yes, you get snow, or yes, you enjoyed your supper. Had a good supper. Does your house feel empty now your visitors have gone? See, even just something like that on the page makes me feel better. And I added a little bit to this. To me, that's more friendly than just a naked snowman face in the corner. There's absolutely nothing on this page or this page. I should do like a row of snowmen up the side of the page. See, I've got quotes and all kinds of things. I've got a whole bunch of die cuts. I have little snowman stickers that say Merry Christmas and things, so I'm looking for ones that don't have that on. See, I've got these guys I can cut out and glue down. More wrapping paper. I made these little foldy card things and I ran them through the embossing. I can't see if you can see that, but they're snowflakes and they're just edged. They're just on the edges. Oh, see, and I've got them folded backwards. That one's folded the right way. Let's trim this because you can see where I folded it. Shoddy work, lady, shoddy work. And we'll put one of those in there. I think this needs a little something. See, now I could put that here. A little bit smaller pom-pom, maybe. Oh, and I've got riddles. What do you call a snowman on rollerblades? A snowmobile. See? I've got stuff. It just never made it into the book. Okay, I need another one, something like that, but smaller. The big ones. I've got stamped page. Another. Let's just pull all the stuff out of the box and use it. Just glue it in and have done with it. See, I've got little wee stamps. Hey, Beth, welcome. I'm trying to finish a journal I started a long time ago. It's no longer my style, so I am revamping it into something I prefer much more. I'm adding, bits to the naked pages. Things like this irritates me now. So I'm just adding little other things to it. See, that's the same guy, but bigger. I cut out a whole bunch of snowman heads. Yes. Well, I had considered that this journal was complete, but now that I'm doing things more my style, I realize it's not complete. So I don't feel like it's complete anymore. Because really, just that on this big page, no, no, no. Boring. What have you been up to today, Beth? I didn't manage to catch your live yesterday with Beck and Dana. I was going to watch it later. Have you been working on anything fun? Another thing? I've been working on my tag book. So I've decided that I just use positive words and I'm putting quotes about the words in. And I'm using I have a whole bin of these. You cut out things and then I can't throw them out. I have to use them. So I have a whole bunch that have been doodled on. So I'm using those in here. And I put stamped numbers on. So it's coming along, slow but sure. See, that's happier. Maybe I want them this way. Much happier. I edged that. Okay, I have I need a desk 3 times the size. As do we all. Not that it will help anything because it would just end up being more space to clutter. Yeah, I haven't really been doing too much today either. Yesterday I was playing with the tag book. And I don't know if you guys are like me. I watch you guys do your stuff and I end up with, say, this little bit of paint. I started edging things in this blue paint and then decided it was too light. I didn't like it. So then when I've got this paint, I would smear it in my art journal on a page. This is from doing the tags. So I smeared paint and ink, used up, dotted it. When I was stamping the numbers, I did the ghost stamps on this page. I doodled. So I use it up. I use it in this book. I use it in my bits book. I use it in my Peace, Love, and Understanding book until it's all gone. So I don't get the project done because I'm too busy using up the little bits of paint and doing 101 other things. My thank you tags. I ended up doodling on my thank you tags. Oh, look, a bare space. Let's use some paint and ink up. I don't know if you guys do that or not. I don't know who taught me to do that, but I never get anything accomplished because I have to use up every little bit, you know? Nice. I will. I will watch it. That's how I do a lot of my stuff is collaged painty papers. Like my Goonie birds and my flower cards and things. I like doing them. I was thinking I would like to do a really funky fish on a canvas, like a stretched canvas. using painty papers and then maybe doing some embroidery on them or something, Just do it a really cool mixed media and maybe for some of the scales, put down some sequins. I'm much happier with this page now. I can turn it and consider it good. Sorry, my daughter just messaged me and asked what I'm doing this evening. She wants to go to a greenhouse. And for Mother's Day, we usually do lunch and go to a greenhouse. We didn't get a chance to do that this Mother's Day because her husband wasn't feeling good and he was testing himself for COVID. So I didn't. No, you can't come for lunch. I was a rude mommy. How about if I put this on here and then with oh, not that bag of stuff, maybe one of these snowflakes? I've got one up there. You can tell I always use wet paint because I got bubbles. Oh, that's the same one. Sorry, guys. Just have to answer her. How about this one? Think I can get that one down without blowing it up like I did the other one? I think I'll use glue stick. These are very gorgeous snowflakes, but they are so delicate. They just don't want to go on nice with wet glue. We finally have beautiful weather. We've got no smoke today, so I was out in the yard a while this morning, thinking, "Oh, I got to get my beans planted." Problem is, I gotta rake out all the leaves. We have a lot of really big trees. Do it in my hand? I guess I could. Well, it's down now with the glue stick. Um, we've got really tall trees in our yard, and they are green ash. And because we've now got this ash beetle coming to Canada, they say they've only going to be living for another 10 years, which is really sad because it's taken us this long to grow them, but they're huge. But because we've had a drought, the trees are panicking, so they're producing seeds and they produce those flat helicopter seeds, so they are everywhere. And I have trees sprouting in my garden. I have trees sprouting in my flower beds. I really have to get in and do a big pull of this stuff because it's really, really out of hand. So I think I'll put this little riddle thing. It's too small. I had other cards. Did I not have other cards? We were just talking about these other cards that I could put in. Had a bunch of stuff, guys. They're buried in this pile. Oh, what happened when the shy snow girl ditched her snow boy? She gave him the cold shoulder. That can go in here. Now she's asking me to pick her stuff up at the greenhouse because she won't be able to make it until late. And they have these beautiful daylilies on sale. So we both want them for our yards. Now I have a paper clip here. Did I have a folded paper that I wanted to tuck in? I have this, but it's got writing on both sides. I have to cover that. I have this one. It's the front of a card. Let's see if I can cut this a little bit straighter. It's kind of cute. It's got presents. I did cover in blue. And it's got a thing to tuck something in her head. I'll have to find like a feather or something. Maybe I've got a blue feather. Not right here. But there, she can be in the paper clip. Better. See? Big neck and page here, guys. Big neck and page. Should I use this one? Let's edge it. I know this is kind of boring watching me decide that I don't like what I made. But it's getting better. It is. Maybe one day when all my kids' markers are used up, I'll actually invest in some ink for edging. I guess I could edge some of these pages in the blue too, like my original journal. I just have to find my thing with the felt pad on it that I use. My older daughter had been in Alberta visiting her daughter for Mother's Day. Her daughter's working there and couldn't get time off to come home, so she went there. My younger daughter has a crack in her basement wall because it's been so dry here and tree roots are looking for moisture. So they're digging out around their house. So that's probably why. Well, that's part of the reason why she can't get her until later. She needs to drop her son off at work for 4:30, and they've got the big machine for going around the house to do their repairs. February. There. Yep, that just makes this page so much better. I appreciate you guys being here, watching me muddle through, making this more me. I do appreciate you guys. And I appreciate all the inspiration that you guys give me. I really do. Because sometimes, as an artist, crafter, whatever you want to call us, um, we get something in our heads and we're not quite sure it's going to work. And we mull it over, and don't necessarily try it. And then one of your friends online does something very similar in a different way, and it just leads you to being inspired to do stuff, right? So, but Beth, like at the beginning, I showed this is the very first journal I did. This is so much more true to me than this one. And granted, I made this one for sale. I did 5 of them. And they were all very similar, not exact, same kind of elements. But I couldn't sell them. I was asking $25 each for them, and they didn't sell. So I gave one each to my girlfriend's granddaughters for Christmas one year. And then I gave one to each of my younger grandsons for Christmas, which led them to asking for specific journals their way, which I gladly did. But so I was left with this one, and it's just boring, like I just this you know, it needs more me, like, yeah, okay, I did all the snowmen, or the majority of the snowmen, but it's not my style anymore. I used to sell before the pandemic. I had a place at a local museum, and I sold at the museum. It was only seasonal because they depended on tourist trade, and the building that the gift store or the craft store was in was their general store, the replica general store, and there was no heat, no air conditioning. It was ruddy cold in there and damp, but I sold an awful lot of things. And then I started making journals, and they said I could sell them there, but I didn't. But I was doing craft sales, like, going to the local craft sales. And so I did some journals, and people loved them. They would pick them up and ooh and ah and whatever, but they weren't willing to spend $25 on a handmade journal. So I have one customer who I do sell to, but she asks for specific journals. Like, she wanted a Goonie Bird journal, and she's the one that wanted the cat journal. So I do specific things for her, but I really am not into the themed journals anymore. I just like throwing a bunch of stuff together, and if it makes me happy, so be it. But I usually end up giving them away. Hey, Jane Peter, welcome, welcome. Just going on about how I can't sell journals. Yeah, I'm also kind of at the stage where I don't really need to sell. You know what I mean? That I'm much happier just giving things away, leaving them for art abandonment, flood the streets with art. It makes me happy. I'm just working on this journal, Jean Peter. I've had it kicking around for a while, but because so many of the pages are so naked, it's just not my style anymore. So I'm trying to bling it up a bit and make it more me instead of, just big bare page with, you know. So now I'm putting months down and some lined snowballs, drawing lines on things. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to have another shop on Etsy. Shipping is too ridiculous. Yeah, that's exactly it, Beth. That's exactly it. It's the community. I love the community. I love our crafting community. That is 100% why I'm here. Because you don't know how much pleasure it gives me from showing you guys some ideas, throwing ideas back and forth with people. Like when I was doing the tags and you were say the altered labels, when I was playing with them with the paint chips and you throwing ideas at me, that's what makes me happy. That's what gives me joy. That's what keeps me sane mentally. I love our groups. And yeah, I'm not big into selling. The only reason I brought that up is because I finally finished that darn cat journal after I don't know how many years, and she finally came and picked it up today. But it's just, this is boring, so it's got to be more me. So much more me. But I've been playing, doing my little bits and things, right? I had been cutting out things, calendar numbers, right? Because I like putting them in because they're fun. And of course, my kids were here one day, so they helped write, things. You know how you write on their doctor's appointments and stuff? This one says celebrate chocolate at 7:38. Sing for my supper. So I've got lots of stuff to play with. I can put this away, but because it was a play with forgotten things, I want to get it done off my shelf and put with my journals so that I might use it. Yeah. Do you know what, Jean? Oh, talk about special orders. I used to carve, and I would carve walking stick and canes. And I had one lady who had MS, and she ordered a cane. She wanted it with flowers and leaves. Okay, so I'm doing the flowers and leaves, and she phones me about a week later and she says, "Can you add ladybugs?" So I add the ladybugs, and she wanted it just touched with paint so that she could see the flowers and leaves and whatever. So I do her the cane, and I got $40 for it. Manitobans are really, really cheap. I mean, everybody's cheap. But when I showed a picture of it to an art store in British Columbia, they said, "I could have sold that for you for $400. But at least, she got a cane out of it. She needed a cane for walking, and she was happy. I felt used. And now it's like, okay, now I'm just doing it for the joy, for me. What makes me happy. Oh, Jean, I sent a picture to Laura I was on the group chat on Tuesday, the group craft along, and I showed her something that I was doing or I had done, and she didn't remember seeing them, so I sent her a picture of them. So I kind of bypassed you. Hope that's not stepping on your toes or anything. But I just thought I'd let you know. I sent her some little fairy houses. Well, I knew how busy you were, and I didn't know if you were home yet. So I just, she said that you had finally sent her the stuff and she was looking at it, but she hadn't done anything with it. So I don't even remember what I was playing with. I think I was playing with these still and looking for something to put on them. Good, good. I'm glad it's good. Is it slowing down for you now? Oh no. Okay. Bye, Beth. Thank you for popping in. Hi to Joe. Bye, Miriam. Thanks for coming. Have a good night. Oh, good. I'm glad it'll slow down for you soon. Bye, Miriam. I appreciate you being here. Take care, hun. Yeah, you've just been on the go like crazy. I still haven't sent that box to Eugene. I've been adding some stuff to it. Surprise, surprise. Um, but I will let you know when I do get it in the mail to you so that you can watch for it. Hey, Teresa, welcome, welcome. I'm just kind of wrapping it up. I've been on for an hour and 40 minutes. No, no, I sent something to Miriam, quite a while ago. And I don't know. She said that she hadn't got it, but that's absolutely crazy. But I've decided that I'm not doing any more swaps because I'd taken stuff to our local post lady and she said it doesn't feel like a card or a letter. And um, doesn't feel like a card or a letter. So U.S. Customs wants a tag on it, like a declaration of what's in there. Otherwise, they send them back. She got 6 back the day that I'd taken um, stuff in for the swap. So I'm not going to be doing swaps because customs is being a pig about it. I don't know why it isn't telling you. I don't know. I was just playing in this journal today, Teresa. It's one that I had done quite a while ago, and it's not my style anymore. It's just very plain. So I'm just trying to add stuff to make it more feel more like me. Like, come on, flip through. Okay. I flipped through this one on the live. This is the very first journal I ever did. This one is one that I had tried to sell. I was asking $25 for it. Nobody wanted it. So now I'm just decorating it and I don't know what's going to happen to it. So it's a snowman journal, obviously. And so it's got pockets. It was done on an envelope. A brown envelope is the cover. So the front is, I painted the tree, made the snowman, then I put tissue paper over it to give it a cloudy look. And painted some of the snowflakes, die cut some of the snowflakes. Belly band with stuff. Little tucks, See, this is me. This is the way I do things. But when I did this journal, I was following somebody. Everything was DigiKits, stamps, and I don't have any of that stuff, and I still don't have any of that stuff. So I've got a couple of little snowmen that one of my grandkids drew for me in the pocket, piece of wrapping paper. But it's bare, like that. That's nothing. Like the pages are just boring. I did print a bunch of. I use like this one is wingdings. I like finding wingdings, and I'll print them out, and I use them for edgings and things. So I found one with snowflakes. And then, again, little tucks and stuff. Snowman quotes, book of snowballs. So basically it's a paper doily that I dyed blue, and I drew snowballs on the pages. Boring. It's boring. So some of them have little quotes. Most of them just have one little thing, and that's it. This one has, little bits with snowmen. That's a nice little corner pocket. This is just half a page. It's not even a pocket. But seriously, I put these two guys on because he was there all by himself. So lots of writing room in this journal. I added this in the snowflake. This was like this. This page was totally blank except for the snowman, so I added February and put a lined snowball on there. From a Christmas card. These just have like boring little snowmen or cute little snowmen printed on them. Little pockets. This one too. Just snowmen. I did a lot of like little folded things, but you can tell it's one of my beginning journals because I didn't even know how to do a blanket stitch. I just tied them so the pages can be removed, etc. Very sad. Very, very sad. See? Just a little face in the bottom corner. Like, so not my style. So not. So I'm playing with it to give it a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more interest. Just let's do it so that you can see it better. Just I drew these guys, like these kinds of snowmen, decorated them, put them in. Again, another little pocket, nothing on it. One little die-cut snowflake on that. Goodness. I went all out. Can you tell I went all out on this one? This one, I have a snowflake stamp. It's fun foam. So I did a little bit, but they kind of smear. But you know what? I now decide that I like that. I'm going to have to find that stamp and do a little bit more. A little snowflake bling. So exciting. This one I'm happy with. Your snow great. That's more me. That's more my style, right? But seriously. Snowman heads everywhere. Everywhere there's a snowman head. That's one of mine, I just put this little envelope on. It's got little wee snowflakes on it. I did a button snowman, and I sewed him down with beads so it looks like his, coal down his belly, eyes and beaded nose. That's a piece of wrapping paper. I just put these lined snowballs on. I just lined them and added them. I added these January and Let It Snow to that corner because It was naked. Look, totally naked pages. Boring, you know, very boring. So now I'm having fun and I am doing it. This I did because it was from something else. I had leftovers, so I used it as a tag. And here it says, I love flakes. This is a tuck. No, it's not. It's just glued down. Ha! But, I did some cards with painted snowmen on them. Then I shrunk them down on and put them on 2 by 2 inch Avery labels. This way. But really, this is a very sad, lonely journal. You're the very best. Sad, just sad. But see, it doesn't even open nice because it's all one, you know. But I'm not going to take it apart and stitch it down. And then I've got stuff in this back part of the envelope. Wisdom from a Snowman. I found that. And because I'm not selling it, even if this stuff's copyright, I can use it. I think. I'm not selling it, so it's private. Card fronts. But again, white page, snowman head stuck on. What is my problem? So anyway, I've been on for an hour and 47 minutes, which is very long. I am going to finish this guy or, do some more on him over the weekend. Hopefully he'll be done. Sunday, I'm doing that crocheted purse that I was asked to do and work on my tag book a bit. That's about all I have planned. Oh, thanks, Teresa. I think it's very boring personally, but I like this right. This is my style. Like, right. This is me. This is my journal. My peace, love, understanding, and sarcasm. I did like it once. But I don't like it now. It's naked. It has to be like that one. The more the better. It needs stuff, lots and lots of stuff. This, like this. This is going to be a fun book. Awesome. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for being here. Sorry that you didn't get the notification. The other one. Yeah, I did take a little bit of time. But I had fun doing the other one. This one, because I was doing it for sale, it wasn't as much fun as, it was more. Anyway, it's going to be better. And Teresa, I stream Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 12:45. So if you don't get the notifications, that's usually when I'm on. Sometimes I'll do a random pop-up, but those are really going to be scarce over the summer. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. I love the inspiration you all give me. And I'm going to say goodbye and see you Sunday. Thanks. Take care, everyone. I lost my mouse. There it is. Bye.